So I love stories about fairies. Not the shadow daddies with bat wings and priapism. If that's your thing, that's cool, that's just not for me. I'm talking about like you're lost in the woods, you run into somebody, you can't tell them your names, salt in a circle, iron weapons, the whole deal. But anymore, I am so scared to read fairy books because no one is dealing with changelings. And on this app that I saw someone talk about for the first time that changelings are a stand-in for neurodiverse children. Before we really understood what all these disorders were, even before people with disorders tended to be shut away into silence, parents looked for some supernatural explanation about why their children would walk on tiptoes and babble in strange languages. And the answer was that their child had been whisked away by fairies and replaced with this non-human creature. This not only let the whole village dehumanize them, but it detached the parent from their child. I've seen a lot of creators that I respect do a great job at breaking down other harmful stereotypes intrinsic in supernatural beings. Like, there's a lot of great discourse about how witches started as an anti-Semitic trope, and how the mystical creatures of dwarves came from the real lives of little people who were treated very badly. But we're not yet talking quite as much about changelings in literature being a stand-in for autism and other kinds of neurodiversity. And any book that has to do with fairies, I don't know if I'm going to have the emotional capacity to read about how they handle changelings. I was stunned last year reading The Boy Who Lost Fairyland by Catherine Valente, and that is a depiction of a changeling that actually matched well with my autistic experience. The way that the boy related to his dad impacted me emotionally because of its realism. And I know in a lot of other cases, changelings are not treated that well. Ordinarily, I would have long picked up a book like Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, because that's my jam. Fairies, academia, nerdy girls who love to read. But I've heard there's a really bad depiction of a changeling in it, given that the author never reconciled the fact that changelings are stand-ins for autistic children. Obviously, since I haven't read it, if I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments. So drop any recommendations for fairy books without changelings, or books that treat changelings well. And let me know why you think this doesn't make it into discourse as much.